Mark, another valuable 3 points this afternoon. That must be one that you're really pleased with.
Yeah, I thought we played well for 80 odd minutes, and obviously 2-0 is a funny scoreline. We should have had the game wrapped up really and put it to bed, but we didn't, and we left a little bit back door open a little bit, but we managed to get it done. And after the Stevenage game, we've bounced back with another 7 points from 3 games. Should have been 9. So we keep bouncing back, and that's important. So, like you say, it's another 3 points.
And a few nerves obviously there in the final few minutes, but more importantly, not a repeat of Tuesday night, and the boys did stay strong and really held resilient.
Of course, that's on their mind. You know, I feel their pressure, I feel the anxiousness from them, that they're so desperate to make sure we win that sometimes that weakens them, and the pressure stops them finding a pass and just booting the ball anywhere, and you know it's going to come back in your box. So it's a lesson for us, and something that we'll speak about. We have to keep playing our football at times to make sure that we don't just get camped in our box with 30 seconds to go. So I'm pleased with the effort, the performance, 2 good goals, and yeah, but I can feel the pressure for the players, because they're so desperate to win, and everybody keeps telling them what's at stake. It's impossible for them to not feel that pressure, and that will do them good today, getting over the line. And
it's getting to that time of the year, I suppose, where you start hearing the words crunch time and business end of the season. Is that largely where that sort of added pressure comes from, the closer the goal is?
The pressure comes from outside, not within for us. We're pretty focused on the next day and the next challenge, and doing that really well and being positive. And in life, whatever you do, you get setbacks. It's how you deal with them. And there's a culture in football that if you lose a game, the world's going to end and everybody's getting sacked, whatever it is. But it's important how you react to that. And the players this season have been tremendous at reacting and bouncing back. And long may that continue.
And I think that there's a stat that really just proves that. I believe Forest Green are the only side in the division that haven't lost back-to-back games this season, and one of just 6 across the 92. How crucial is that going to be across the full marathon, not a sprint, I suppose, to use a cliche that is this season?
You just touched wood for that. Thanks for that, Noah.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Got me covered.
I think we spoke about consistency throughout the season, and we have been consistent. And I think I said really early on, it may be the team that is the most flexible, adaptable, consistent this season that prevails or can have a good season. And at the minute, at this moment in time, we've been really consistent and really flexible, and we have to keep going, think about nothing else apart from training on Monday.
And you're going to have to be flexible again come Saturday's trip to Cambridge, because you're down another midfielder after Elliot Whitehouse's dismissal this afternoon. Is that going to be one that sort of forces you to mix it up again, and the players are going to have to just step up to whatever challenge is presented? Yeah,
well, we're hopeful that Ibu may have an outside chance of being fit. Jordan Moore-Taylor, if we can get a lightweight cast on his arm after he's had the plate and the screws put in, there may be an option there. But I know that whoever goes in the team will give everything they've got for the club, and that's a real comfort that as a group we know that whoever comes in will leave everything out on the pitch, and that's something for us to deal with next week.
And there have been moments this season when players have been forced to come in through, or change position even through injury or suspension or something like that, and there hasn't been a single man that has let you down at any point, has there? And it just really shows how valuable it is to have that depth in your squad, and just how great this squad is.
Yeah. They may make mistakes, they may disappoint at times, but the one thing we can never fault them for is their desire, their diligence, their attitude. They can't be found wanting in any of them. And I think you can put up with the mistakes if you know that every week those players of ours are giving us that. And over the next 2 months, that will continue.
And finally from me, There's been, I think, times this season where you've expressed a little bit of frustration that there haven't been goals coming from all over the pitch, and you've had to rely on Jammer, for example, who's been magnificent recently. But today, it was your centre back, your skipper, and then your wing back who got the goals. I mean, that's just perfect, isn't it?
Of course. If it's not the big man's day up front, then we need somebody else to chip in. And 2 great goals, great volley from Stokesy with his other foot, and a brilliant goal from Kane Wilson. You know, that's a tremendous goal from a fullback or a wing back. The way that he played the 1-2s and strode forward and bent it in the corner, magnificent goal.
Just how good has he been, Kane, since returning from injury? I mean, I've loved watching every second.
He had a great pre-season, played great at Bolton, picked up a horrible ankle injury on a rutted bit of ground in training after the Bolton game, and he was out for 10 weeks, and it affected him. He then had to get fit. He came back a couple of times and he wasn't physically ready, but we've managed somehow to get him tip-top shape, and every game he's been involved in now, he's been very, very good.